This is Rod Reis and welcome to a special episode of Power of X-Men. Rod Reis aqui e bem-vindos a um episódio especial de Power of X-Men.
Greetings, X-fans, and welcome to a special planet-sized episode of Power of X-Men. It is my pleasure to welcome back the Askani'son as a guest host today.
Thank you. The Askani'son has risen once again.
No time traveling needed. But guys, our special guest we will be sitting down with today is a man who needs no introduction. He was a colorist for DC Comics, bringing his talent to books like Superman, Teen Titans, Nightwing, Aquaman, and Justice League. He's now a full-time sequential artist, and his work has redefined a new era for the X-Men. It is with great pleasure we welcome New Mutants artist Rod Reis. What's going on, Rod?
Hey guys, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
We are so excited to speak with you. We are here to talk to you about the X-Men. But before we dive deep into the X-Men, we want to know about your background with comic books.
Well, as you said, I worked for DC as a color artist. I've been doing this for almost 15 years, which is a long time.
Whoa.
That is awesome, though.
Yeah, and it's crazy that a lot of people, they don't know that. They think that I'm a newcomer. But the truth is that I've been doing comics. I've been working on this industry for almost 20 years total.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah. Yes.
How did your love for comic books begin?
It's gonna be cliche, but I always liked comics. I always wanted to be an artist. I always, since my very first memory, you can see myself. I can see myself doodling, drawing stuff, copying Spider-Man's all over my notebook. So because back in the day, almost impossible to imagine having a career on this industry, right? So I always wanted to be an artist, but I'm back in the day I imagined that I could do something on advertisement or something on not comics. It was very far away this dream of comics. But I've been very fortunate that I had a chance to work on as an intern on a studio.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Where I met, I think, the second generation of Brazilian artists working for Marvel and DC, like Roger Cruz, Mike Diodato. Who else? I started hang out with these guys. Then I met the next generation, which I'm part of, which is Greg Kinney, Joe Prado.
Yeah.
Those artists, Ed Barrows, and from that I saw the possibility of doing comics, so I quit all the other jobs, and I very early. I think I was nearly 18 years old. decided that I wanted to work on comics, doing artwork. You know, when people start when people start thinking about comics, they start thinking about, I want to draw Spider-Man, I want to draw Batman. As I was growing this idea and studying and understand comics, I decided that I wanted to tell stories,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I saw that my coloring was stronger than my drawings. So I was one of the first artists that figured out how to do digital coloring here in Brazil. It's like it was myself and three other guys trying to figure out how to color digitally here in Brazil. Because we saw all the image stuff, and we decided, we wanted to do that. Then from that, I started studying by myself, totally self. We didn't have internet that time.
Yeah.
We didn't. We had to wait for the internet, to having internet in order to work as with the colorists,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Yep.
otherwise we had to copy all the pages in a CD and ship to US.
Wow.
Wow,
And
that's incredible.
no, it is not totally not doable.
Right.
No, no.
Well,
But
it's different now. It's different now.
Mhm.
yeah, but we had to wait for the technology to this kind of technology,
To
so we
advance.
could work through the internet in Saint. Not It's impossible to compare the speed we have now from the speed we had in the 90s, but it's still a lot of people started doing this kind of job, coloring, and that's how I started. And my first work for DC was Superman with Ed Benes.
Oh, that's a
Okay,
great
he's
start.
great. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So let's talk a little bit about Marvel, and I know Ascani is dying to know some of your thoughts on X-Men.
Well, I have to say that it's so interesting that you bring up, people like Roger Cruz and Mike Deodato. Uh, each, and you as well. You have such prominent, um, roles in the comics as artists, and just to see how far you all have come, since back then to where you are, now, is just absolutely incredible. So my question for you though is, what is your first memory of the X-Men? What is your first, recollection of them that have got you into them, that brought you where you are now?
Okay, I think I can point out two occasions.
All right.
One, very when I was very young, I saw Sienkiewicz's New Mutants published in Portuguese here in Brazil.
Mhm.
And that, when I saw that, it blows my mind. So I went crazy about I saw that it was very different, and that image captivated me.
Yeah.
So you can see right now, when you see my artwork, that from the first time I saw the New Mutants from Sienkiewicz and Chris Claremont, that impressed something very strong in my soul, my artistic soul.
Well, I'm glad you said that because one of the listener questions we got in was about New Mutants and how it influenced you, the original run influenced you.
Yeah, no, I think influenced in the sense that opened my mind for the possibilities of comics. And the second occasion that I could point out was Madurata X-Men.
Okay.
I don't remember who wrote, but all that mattered by back that time was the cool drawings and manga style.
I know which
So
one you're
that
talking
it,
about.
it
It's so nice.
yeah, no, it's
I
so,
haven't thought about that until this very conversation.
I haven't either. It just, yeah.
It took me a
No.
second there when you said that because I was like, wait, what are you? But yeah, that was a great series, and seeing that at such a young age, it leaves such an impression.
Yes, and it was very different. Also, it was. I learned. I started learning English because of that era of comics. That
Oh,
one of my favorites. That Madureira era, alongside all the Image guys.
yeah. Joe Mad is probably one of my favorite artists.
I agree. I mean, his style is very, very iconic. I mean, it's just when you look at it, it pops. You know exactly who it is, and his run was probably for me one of my favorite times in X-Men's history.
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. I think it was around. I think it was during the was prelude to the Onslaught.
Oh, it's the
era.
whole Onslaught era.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just love it with the parted hair.
Yep.
And that
Exactly.
song. Yeah, and I love the scene from, I'm forgetting specifically the issue, but I just Instagrammed it, where Xavier as Onslaught just decimated the mansion and the Avengers come in and Storm is like, guys, we love you, but we need Phoenix to verify who you guys are. And that
Yes.
image of the entire team there was so great. And I love, Rod, that you love that era because that's such a special era. And a lot of people get hate for the 90s.
Yeah, and yeah, you can see that it was very few script quality,
Yeah.
but the artwork, when it was good, it was very good. It was top notch. It was new, like you could never imagine that X-Men book, which the visuals were based on the anime characters. Like all the costumes, they were very manga anime references.
Yeah. And when you were talking,
Evangelion and
oh, I love Evangelion so much. And when you were talking earlier, I thought I heard you say, I missed that you said Madureira or Joe Mad, excuse me. And I just heard X-Men manga, and I was remembering the X-Men manga, the old school X-Men mangas that we used to get. And that's what I thought you were talking about. But no, Joe Mad, you can see that influence. And anime was really big at the time. Anime was just coming to the US. We had Sailor Moon, Pokemon hadn't even arrived yet.
What was the first? Who brought this manga anime culture to US?
I want to say that the kind of like some of the first anime, and Askani'son, you can weigh in. Some of the first anime I saw was Project Echo. That was one of the first ones I saw. Pizza Cat, right? I think Pizza Cat was an anime. Let me just Google that really quickly.
Well, I'll tell you this: I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not savvy whatsoever.
Samurai Pizza Cat, and then of course the biggest one that made anime huge in our culture was Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
and your editor Jordan D. White, I just spoke to him a couple of nights ago, and he is a huge Sailor Moon fan.
Oh,
Rod, I
really?
gotta tell you, you're talking to a crazy Sailor Moon fan right here. So,
Really? Oh, that's the. I watched Sailor Moon,
Hmm.
but I was crazy about uh, what's the name? Senseiya.
Oh yeah,
Senseiya.
yeah.
And that one with the spiky hair, the,
Oh,
the
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I have watched that.
Wait, Askani-san, are you not a big anime person?
It's not that I'm not a big anime. It was just never something I really got into
Yeah.
so much of. Back when I was going to our school, a lot of the students were really big into it. I mean, and I would watch it, and a lot of the students would, when they showed their work, it was a lot of an anime style. And I think it's found it very interesting and it's very beautiful. I just never really gravitated towards it like a lot of other people did.
Okay. But Akira. You watch Akira?
I
I've seen that.
I haven't seen it.
No,
Oh
no.
wow.
This is this
Schism.
one is it's another level.
Oh,
We are
really?
talking Pokemon and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, but Akira is another thing. And I remember that I saw all the backgrounds and I look at for the manga of the Akira, and that was something that even now I have as influence for me, especially the action scenes and the backgrounds, how
Detailed they are.
detail.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so
Oh,
it's
I'm
very
googling
important for
it.
me.
I'm googling it right now, and I totally see
Yep.
that influence in your work. I'm gonna check this out. Oh, wait, I could dive deep. We can dive deep into an anime conversation here. I I wanted to know, Rod. You're talking about picking up the New Mutants, how that original run influenced you, had a profound effect on you.
Mhm.
Who is your favorite X-Man?
You mean X-Men
Yeah,
as a
Just
mutant?
yeah, as
any
a
Mutant.
mutant.
any character in the X-Men comics, who is your favorite one that you gravitate more
Anyone.
towards?
Okay. For new, I'd say for New Mutants right now is Magic and Warlock. Those are my
Okay, all
Yeah,
right,
favorite.
all right.
we like those
We love
answers.
those two characters very much.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun to draw. But of course, I love Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I I had a blast drawing Phantom X.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. You did it
So
great.
yeah, I think that when you ask me what your favorite X Men, since I'm working on the book, I tend to answer what character would be more fun to draw.
Oh, and that is a question we'll expand on too. I know you just said gave some responses, but a lot of the listeners in the community, in the X-Men community, want to know who is your favorite to draw. But we'll get to listener questions in just a second because I think we
Okay.
got another fun X question for you.
So with Krakoa now, there is a part of the island where a lot of the characters like to relax, kick back with a drink, just hang out, listen to the Dazzler sing on stage. The Green Lagoon. If you had to choose, who would you sit with and have a drink with?
Mm, let me see. 1 second.
We ask you all the hard questions
Oh
here.
yes.
Yeah, I didn't get prepared for them, which
That's
that's what
why.
make them fun. I would say Dupe
Oh,
Okay, that's a good one.
yeah.
Also, Blob.
Oh,
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
Because
fun.
if I'm by myself, usually at bars,
Same.
Yep, me
I
too.
like to chat to the bartender.
Oh my God, me too. That is my
Yeah,
favorite part. And that's
well,
why the
they,
pandemic has been so hard because I love talking to the
exactly.
bartender.
They always have such interesting stories to tell.
Best stories. And
Yep.
I always ask the bartender, what drink are you most excited about making? What
Mhm.
is your best drink? And let them make the drink for me instead of
And I'll
ordering
take
for me.
that.
Yeah, I'll take two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep them coming.
Happy hour.
And then after a cup of drinks, as I'm getting drunk, I would move to another table and talk to Dupe.
See, now, if it were me, when I start feeling that fun buzz, I will just find an area on the dance floor and just start moving. Even no matter how bad I'm shaking my ass, I'll still do it.
Wait, Askanison, you're a dancer? You like to
Yeah,
dance?
sure,
I didn't
sure,
know that. Look at
sure.
that. I'm not a dancer. I sit at the bar, I drink, and I will
Yeah, I'm
talk
not
to
either.
anyone. But I am not a dancer. You don't want to see me dancing.
Oh,
I
you don't want to either. No, me either. So, but at that time, I'm like,
Uh,
whatever, I'll do it.
I'm not a dancer either, but it's fun that you mentioned this part of this dancing thing because it's a huge part of the muted society right now.
Yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
absolutely right.
They dance to celebrate every victory, everything. It's all the artists they have to draw a dancey parties scene,
Yeah.
which is not you don't imagine that you would have to draw people dancing when you're drawing a X-Men book.
Well, what I love in the first couple of issues of New Mutants, they're in space, they're at a poker table. You have Sunspot taking a swig of his drink, and your art is so kinetic.
Yeah, it is
You know what
very
I
much.
mean? And I'm curious because Rod, when I first of all, I'm just gonna say this, I'm gonna fanboy. You're one of my favorite artists in the Dawn of X
Oh,
books right now. New
thank you very
Mutants.
much.
No, it's your talent. And
Likewise.
when I'm seeing you illustrate, especially in that first arc and even where we're at today, I can tell that there's a lot of love and passion in those panels. And I'm curious, was it that passion for superheroes that led you to be an artist, or do you think you were an artist who pursued comic books? Does that question kind of make sense? I'm running around in my head with that question.
No,
Sorry.
yeah, no, yeah. Let me see. Um, okay, as I said before, I always loved comics, and I always want to draw them, to draw superheroes. Okay,
Yeah.
but as I was learning about the craft and learning about what the comic book means,
Mm-hmm.
I decided that the most important part for me is to tell a story,
Yeah.
which not necessarily is drawing fight scenes or drawing superheroes in spandex or super strong and muscle men and hot women and all of this. Because
We don't
I
mind it.
saw,
No,
yeah,
not at
but
all.
I'm a kid from the 90s. So
Yeah.
that's what
Same.
I saw,
Same. Me too.
Yep,
right?
same here.
So, and when I had the chance to work on those characters, I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to connect with the characters and to connect to what is happening. I'm so fortunate that I had the chance to work on books that I could find this. So probably 9% of my projects are they you can see the joy because what I'm having right now with Vita and what I had with Jonathan Hickman is they showed the project was to tell the story of these teenagers and having humor and comic beats and have emotional parts. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like to draw fight scenes. I think they are important,
Mm-hmm.
but the bulk of my what I like the most is the character-driven moments. You can see for what's happening with Rain
Yeah.
and what's happening with all those kids with Shadow King.
Mm.
Those are my favorite part, and I have most of them.
I have to say, with your art, and I completely agree with what Dayspring as he described it, is very kinetic, and I find it just very surreal how you draw such the way you draw their expression, the movements, just how the coloring with it just comes together. It's just so rendered well and so beautifully done. My question to you, is there a particular influence in your art? Is there anyone that that has influenced you to do what you're doing now, to become the artist that you are? Anyone? Because you had mentioned New Mutants back then, and the person that I'm thinking of, I'm maybe thinking that it's who has influenced you. So just curious.
I'll say Sienkiewicz.
Yes. Yes.
No. Or you want me to say Sienkiewicz? I caught that. You say, okay, say Sienkiewicz.
I didn't want to butcher his name, but I had a feeling. Yes.
No, I love Sienkiewicz. He's one of my favorite all-time artists. Favorite. But when I learned how for let me put this way, Sienkiewicz showed me how to do different. He showed me how to the possibilities for the narratives and how to tell story. Then I try to find my own Sienkiewicz, sort of speak. I start learning. I love 60s illustrators. I like fashion art from the 60s. So we have this. We have the same. I'm not comparing myself to Sienkiewicz by any means, but I have to say that Sienkiewicz, Phil Noto, Mike Del Mundo, we came from a place different from Jim Lee, different from George Perez.
Yeah.
So you can see that we have those influence. So it's hard for me to say to pick one artist, but I would say Sienkiewicz in that sense of he showed me that it's possible to do weird, to do more expressive art, not just the average, normal Superman with that clean. I don't like clean. I like dirty. I like scratchy.
Yes.
I like.
But it works. It works so well.
Yeah, right. And you mentioned where Sunspot was drinking.
Yep.
Yeah. And most of artists, they would do that scene without thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did, I thought, what would be Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have it right there.
Yeah. No, that was a scene that I thought how could I do it in the best way and more with humor, well, showing some feeling, something more than just a character drinking,
Yeah.
and all the emotional beats, all the relationships, I want to give some thought on those pages, on those moments. When I draw action scenes, it's just what is the best action scene, more dynamic. That's it.
Yeah.
When we have very sad moments, when we have very happy moments, uh, I tend to go further. I tend to go to more than the average crying, the average happy people laughing and everything. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
No,
That
it
makes
does.
perfect sense.
It does, absolutely.
I think what resonates so much with all of us, especially with your art, is that you can tell that there's that complexity in the storytelling that
Mhm.
you're providing for the reader, and it comes across. I mean, I wanted to show you one of these images here that I thought this is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There's so
I
much
love it.
happening there, and what you're talking about is adding humor, adding these relationships and their dynamics. It comes across in such really settled ways. And I know you make it look effortless, you make it look easy, but I know as the artist, it's actually very difficult and you're putting so much thought into it. And that comes across.
Mhm. Yeah,
You,
because I have to reach my standard in
Hmm.
regarding the emotional scenes.
Yeah.
Uh, it's funny. It's funny that, uh, for example, we have a sad face. A character is crying.
Yeah.
But you can't have another layer of feeling of it's a happy crying. It's a sad depression
Yeah.
crying. It's a uh, scared people is scared crying, and that's what I like to work on. That's what I like to play with those
Hmm.
feelings, and it's very difficult
I assure
because
you, all
it's
those cries
one
I have done.
eyebrow.
mm,
No, because of one tiny eyebrow movement,
Hmm.
you change everything.
it makes a lot of difference.
Yes, it's very subtle, the expressions, and I like to study this and to have this on my pages.
Have you ever met him before? Have you ever got a chance to talk to him at all?
Sienkiewicz?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. How was that?
Uh, very, very. I I fanboy a lot.
I bet.
How we're doing right now for you.
Right?
Nah, but he's a awesome person, and as a person, as a human being, he's great. And at the same, I met him and Dave Mackey here in Brazil
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
at a convention. Both of them were here, so I had the chance to talk to him, and it was awesome because yeah, I'm a huge fan
Hmm.
of him, of his work. So yeah, and but at the same time, I was afraid of talk to him because most every time people tag him to tweets related to my work and
Oh,
New Mutants, like you're making Sienkiewicz proud of, like they say, you run and Vitas are they have a legacy.
Yeah.
They have the same Vita's script. They are similar. I don't know if it's similar is the word, but have the same vibe as Claremont, and
Yeah.
my work
yeah.
has the same vibe as Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
So every time they keep tagging him, and I'm afraid that he's done with the
Oh,
comparison.
no.
I have to. Yeah, I'm a little worried about what he thinks about that. Sometimes people tag Phil Noto.
Hmm.
They confuse my work with Phil
With
Noto.
Phil's.
Yes.
That's interesting because I wouldn't confuse your
I
looks at all.
I was just thinking that too. I would definitely be able to differentiate your work, with his easily.
You're both great. I mean, we
Absolutely.
love Phil Noto's
No,
art.
no,
quite a bit.
yeah.
But
I take as compliments.
Yeah, but you guys do have very distinct
Yes.
voices in those arts.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, but I think that what I would say is that my artwork
Mhm.
is a mix between Sienkiewicz, Phil Noto,
Mhm.
and a little bit of the colorist, the Dean White,
Oh yeah.
and everything that is behind them. I mean, their influence, their background.
Mhm.
So, and my own background and everything mixed. I would say that is my style.
Well, I have to say that it is definitely a feast for the eyes every time we open the book and we see your work on there. It is absolutely incredible.
Thank you. And it's not easy. It's a lot of work.
I
It is.
can't imagine. Yeah, no, it's not. I can't imagine. So, as you know, as a fan, of the X-Men comics, they never really settle on one particular look. They have many, many incarnations in the series. If you could change a character's look, anyone, whose would it be?
Okay. I already did with Magic.
Yeah.
I get rid of the
The
window
boob
boom.
window. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that I had the chance to change what I wanted. I had the chance to when I have the chance to draw the classic. I like when I have this opportunity to draw the classic outfit,
Mm-hmm.
and every time that some character has a very 90 look, I ask the editor to change it.
Okay. Now, we had, as you know, I follow you on Instagram, and I absolutely love your work. And there was a piece you did of Madeline Pryor in her flight jumpsuit with the Phoenix around. And as a fan, I absolutely love her character. And you're talking to two crazy Jean Grey fans as well.
Crazy Jean Grey fans.
Absolutely, big time.
All Jean. Right there.
One second. Did you see that I on last issue the part of the book where Magic make the bullies to rebuild the village, and I did a small Jean Grey ragdoll.
Oh, did you? Wait, hang on.
I haven't.
Hang on.
And
Hang
that
on.
was
behind,
on me. That was my idea too.
I'm going to have to check that out. I'm a little
Hold
behind
up.
right now, but
Hold up.
I didn't see this.
So
Continue.
I like Jean Grey.
Oh, well,
I dig the character.
then we absolutely love you for that.
Hi, you're welcome on the podcast
Yes,
every
anytime.
time.
So, you know, when when Madeline was reintroduced in the Dawn of X, it was such an exciting moment. And for me, as a fan, when she came back, I've always wanted to see her and Emma Frost kind of face off. We've always seen Jean and Emma go at it. I would have loved to have seen Madeline and Emma. Who would it be for you? Who would be your dream, face off to illustrate in a book?
Oh, look at that question.
Okay, let me see.
Hang on, I'm also looking for that Jean Grey ride.
Okay, first, that would be or either a magic fight or a psychic fight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that'd be awesome. Fun. I like that.
In that sense, I would make Doctor Strange against Dormammu or another magic character, probably a Cthulhu-esque character.
Oh, yes. We definitely need to see another Doctor Strange versus Dormammu book. And I could totally see you doing that, because you would just bring such like an intricate, detail and just such a a fun, radical, just illustrativeness to it. I like that idea.
Your art style lends itself to something like that.
It is literally magical to look at.
I mean, you were born to do something like that.
I'm sure that people at Marvel, they know that, because they already gave me the Damnation story.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had a chance to draw the Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I love the character, and I would love to have maybe after New Mutants to do something with Doctor Strange, and something like what I did with Phantom X, with the annual, the craziness. So I'm sure they know what they could get from me, what characters. I don't believe that this is one of the major reasons that I'm doing New Mutants, because they saw that what my style could bring people that used to love the first run, and make this connection. Like I love this run, and now we can bring this feeling back, bring that vibe, that 80s vibe back. The weirdness, because the weirder the better.
I love that.
When
the 80s will never die.
No, I'm a huge 80s fan.
Me too.
Same.
Music.
Yes.
Oh, comics. Who do you listen to while you're drawing comics from the 80s?
Depending on the story, depending on the character, because my relationship with music is very complicated, in the sense that music affects me very profoundly.
I love that.
I had dark times in my life where I listened a lot of Pet Sounds and REM. And
okay.
It's hard.
Oh, I love REM.
Love REM.
So it makes really hard to listen to those musics again.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Music, for example, right now I'm working on the Other World pages. So I'm listening to music that is going to help me to bring the mood
in.
So it's a lot of Dead Can Dance. I don't know if you guys know Dead Can Dance.
I don't.
It's a 80s
is that
gothic band kind of world music kind of thing. So it's very that kind of music is helping me to get into the mood of the fantasy and other world pages. So answering your question, it depends on. Sometimes I like to listen to top 100 musics from 80s.
Hmm.
That's just the one bit of each music. So it's 1 hour. I listen a bit
Yes.
of a lot of music at the same
I
time.
mean, at work today, I was listening to some Tears for Fears, When in Rome, Toto.
No, I love everything of this.
Yes.
I have one fun fact.
Yeah.
I'm also a DJ, and I have a 80s party here in São Paulo.
Really?
Okay. Oh,
So
wow.
did you just invite us over and we're gonna party?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
let's
game.
wait for the COVID to
Yeah, once
go
COVID's
away.
over. Once COVID is gone.
Yes.
Oh man, Rod, I love what you just said because I think that rings really true about certain songs that you listen to during a very dark period in your life, and 2020 and everything with COVID for the rest of the world, but also for me specifically. I can't listen to some songs from the start of the pandemic because it will make me very emotional.
Mhm.
And it's only something like music that can unearth those emotions.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, it's what happened with me. Uh, so I need to listen to music that's not going to uh, get into the. It's going to help me to work
Yeah.
with the pages. It's going to. For the, I remember that when I did the pages with Hickman,
Hmm.
I listened to electric orchestra,
Oh, okay.
electric light
Oh,
orchestra.
electronica. Yeah. Hmm.
No, electric light orchestra.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
ELO.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Elo.
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 Yes.
Mr.
Hmm.
Blue Skies. I can't sing.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I can't sing. Well, yeah, you do have, and obviously Elo played a big role in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Hmm.
You have that feel. You have that Guardians of the Galaxy, James Gunn,
Hmm.
retro 80s, but in today's world feel. And
I agree.
I
I
love that you
agree.
brought that to the Dawn of X books. How did you get on the Dawn of X books?
Uh, okay. I knew from Frankie Martin, the colorist, uh, is a friend of mine.
Hmm.
He told me that Jonathan Hickman liked my work.
Well, that's awesome. That had to make you feel really good.
So I, I thought that that would be good to do something with him
Yeah.
because I like what he writes. Couple 1 year later, they asked me to. They said that Jonathan Hickman was relaunching New Mutants, and he thought that my artwork was perfect for the reasons that we already talked. The my artwork is similar to Sinkevich's, and they wanted to bring all the classic characters back
Hmm.
and all those 80s feelings. So they wanted me to do the book because that would be perfect for uh, what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it has worked out so well. I mean, you definitely get that feeling, from the book. I mean, for me, I definitely get an 80s, vibe from it, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, so we've interviewed a lot of people and we've asked them about Hickman, and I've asked comic book sellers, like comic book stores here, about Hickman, and the one thing they say about him is that he's such a nice guy and that
Hmm.
he's so involved with the community. He has his ear to the ground on that stuff. Is that I mean, obviously, you agree on that because he saw you, he spotted you, and he wanted you. I mean, he's a really great guy.
Yeah, I can't complain. I can't complain. Same thing with for Nick Spencer.
Oh
He
yeah.
Mhm.
he was the one who brought me to Marvel.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, because he saw what I did at Image, the cow that I did with Kyle Higgins,
Mm-hmm.
and he was a fan of. So he was a fan of this project. Then he brought me to. He asked me to do some Captain America stuff with
Yeah.
him because what I did at Image. And once I was inside Marvel, doing I did all of my favorites. I did Guardians of the Galaxy
Mm-hmm.
with Gary Duggan. I did uh, Doctor Strange with Donny Cates.
Oh, very nice.
I did Winter Soldier with Kyle Higgins.
Winter Soldier's gonna be big. Falcon and the Winter
Yep.
Soldier.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right. Can't wait. I can't wait.
Did you watch WandaVision?
I was just going to ask.
Yeah,
You
no,
beat
yeah.
me.
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great show. And tomorrow I have plans with my wife to stay the whole day watching the Snyder Cut.
Oh, that's what we're doing tonight. Once we're done here, Snyder Cut.
Yeah, tomorrow is Winter Soldier and Snyder Cut.
Oh, it's gonna be a great night. That's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
a great night.
Yes, yes. But first I need to finish all my work. Yes. I need to get the work out of the way, and
Yeah, finish that
hopefully
homework.
hopefully tomorrow is gonna be all relaxing and watching superhero stuff.
Oh,
Superheroes.
that is just that's so awesome. Speaking of Hickman and your work on New Mutants, what makes New Mutants special among this new era of X books now, in your opinion?
Okay, I can say two things. First, the whole next generation teenager angsty and relationship is something that I always wanted to do. I wanted to work on this kind of relationship, and I always wanted that aspect of X-Men as a whole. The relationship and relationships and everything. And for New Mutants, it makes something even more special, I think, because they're the next generation. They're supposed to be the next generation, and bring that aspect to today's book. We can see that the classic characters, they are sponsoring they are taking care of the younger youngest generation.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that this, especially this, is is a genius move from Vita.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Bring all those young mutants and give it the classic mutant, the New Mutants, the responsibility to take care of them, and all these young mutants environment, and I think it's very interesting for me. Also, the representativity that Vita is bringing to the book,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
because many characters, they are non-binary, they are gay, that's all. A lot of it's not just I think that the world is that way.
Yeah.
And it's good when people see all those diversity on the book, but not just see that this diversity part, but well written with a good story attached to
Yeah.
all of this.
Well, we have so many questions about Vita, of course, because they are so wonderful. What is the best part of working with Vita?
um, they hit all the how can I say? I have a list of things that I wanted to do, and they hit every bit of every, like crazy emotion,
Yeah.
weird, Shadow King,
Ah, love that.
We love that
different
you guys are tackling Shadow King.
Yes. Hmm.
no, a different type of characters, different type of like characters with blue skin, with green skin, with horns. So as an artist, I can be very creative because it's diverse of everything visually and everything. So uh, it's different if, for example, I would do the main X-Men book. There's no surprise there
Yeah.
because it's Wolverine, is Jean Grey, is Cyclops. With this New Mutant, it's the opportunity of be creative is huge
Yeah.
because it's the characters are different from each other. They are different age, very young, from very young to older. So yeah, that's and at first I didn't know how to expect from Vita's script, and when I saw that we had the same sensibilities and we are at the same page, it was perfect.
Well, yeah, because they are incredible. They are such an incredible writer. And
Oh, yes.
when they started
Absolutely.
that issue of New Mutants and they went there with the Madeline Pryor question about clones, I was like, we're bringing it. But you know what also was great from that issue as well? That first issue was your rendering of Warpath in those gym shorts.
Shorts, yes.
You know, all of gay X-Men Instagram went crazy for it. You did such a fun
Yes.
job with that.
No.
No, and Vita created a monster because they had this idea, which I found a very fun idea. And now every time Warpath appears, I want to do him wearing 80s gym
I was just
out.
I
Like,
was just gonna,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I mean, you really brought the 80s right there with him in those short shorts because back then, I mean, that's what a lot of people, especially guys,
Yeah, and
know.
that's what I meant when I said that they created a monster because it's I will go further on this idea.
We
Oh,
want to
please,
see.
please do.
Please, please.
Do you remember on Rocky 3
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the beach scene
Hang on a second. Yeah.
with
Yes.
the very short shirt with
Oh yeah, the
cut.
crop top.
Yes, something like this.
Oh, he would totally wear that for sure.
Please do that. Yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
will. I will. I will.
Another character that you did really well, and it's one of my personal favorite characters, is Doug Ramsey with the Warlock sword. And I feel everyone just loved the way you did it. So much so that we want an action figure with Doug and that sword. How was your approach to Doug like that? Because it is very retro, it's very 80s, but at the same time, it's very modern and strong.
Yeah, the thing is that when I'm working on New Mutants, I naturally go with the classic. I it's automatically I go toward the classic stuff, not the modern. I want to feel classic, but not dated, no, not old.
Right.
I don't know if it's for me. There is a difference.
Yeah,
between,
you're bringing your own interpretation of the 80s. You're not trying to do something old. You're trying to take what's so great about it and make it fresh and new.
Right. Yeah, you're not trying to recreate it. You're just, yeah. I mean, you're just bringing a fresh take on it. Everything old is new again.
Yeah, exactly. So for Warlock, I wanted to bring the 80s vibe. I didn't want to change so much, but I wanted to feel less. How can I say? I have some input on the original design from Sienkiewicz. And I think that for Warlock especially, it's hard to change. You go too much far from try to translate Warlock to. Oh, that's awesome!
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, it's hard. I don't think that is translatable to reality. The design it's I see as a cartoon.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right,
So
and that's why it works so well in your pages.
Yeah, and that would be the difference from what Sienkiewicz did, is that it's less robotic, is less alien, and for me, it's more cartoon as a Chuck Jones cartoon, and that is my approach. And for the most of the characters, I think that's my approach, to bring the 80s vibe, but having my interpretation of a man from the modern man, as if I can say. Not too modern, because I listen a lot of old music. I can't stand new music, and
same here.
Yeah, it's so great to kind of just turn back the clock and just listen to the classics. I gotta say though, with your work, and it just kind of popped into my head right now. Speaking about 80s, I could totally see you doing a Dazzler comic. I would love to see that. Your take on Miss Alison Blair, just your interpretation of that would just be so awesome.
Can I say more? Can I go further and say a book with Dazzler and Lila Cheney?
Oh yes,
please.
But Lila based it on both very 80s, but with different. One more Suzy Q, and another more new wave. One more dark and the other more Runaways, and the other more B-52s.
Oh yes.
Oh my god, I love the B-52s so much on the run.
Roam if you want to.
Oh, that would be a good pitch for a book.
Please make this happen. Look,
Just
we gave you
please.
the idea. Let's bring
Please.
it to fruition. We need to have Dazzler start her own comic again. That would be so fantastic.
Awesome. Cool.
So,
Cool.
is there any working with Marvel now? Is there any kind of tips that you can give to anybody that wants to break into the business, that wants to get into this type of genre?
Okay. Talking about what I have learned from all those years. Try to understand what comics are, not just draw Spider-Man, not just draw Batman, not just, but it's way more than just draw spandex character. So that would be a good thing to think about. Also, the way I start working with comics, I I started doing coloring, which was my back in the day, or was my my how can I say stronger. Well, my coloring was better than my drawings back in the
Okay.
day.
Okay.
So see if check your skills and maybe try to get in using these skills. Maybe you want to be a penciler, but your inker skills are better. So that's your chance to break into to have the team maybe, and then from that you work the other aspects of the process, and then maybe you decide to study writing. So don't push yourself toward a path that you're not ready right now. Maybe you try something else. Try for some colorists. They start as flatters
Interesting.
for another
Yep.
colorist. So somehow you're getting into the industry. So that's important.
That's
Once
great
you,
advice.
No,
yeah,
it
because
is
once
absolutely.
you're have one foot inside the industry, you're part of everything, and you start learning the process and learning how a publisher work, how editor work. So that's important because I see people trying, keep trying for years, and they don't get what's wrong. Maybe try a different approach and go to how do I say another
Another path? Like
another
try,
path.
yeah, go through another path and it'll lead you to where you want to. But
Exactly.
it's so wild though, because I think your art is great. And so it's so weird for me to think that you started off as a colorist and then you moved
Right.
into sequential art, because your color is great, of course. But I also feel like you just have this God-given talent with your illustrations.
But I needed this time as a colorist because I've learned so much about how to improve others artists' drawings, and
Mhm.
now I can do the same for myself.
I gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's why I want to color my own stuff, because that's how I can make my artwork, my pencils
Hmm.
better, because I learned how to do it with another artist.
Oh,
So
that's
it's a one add to the other to
yeah.
make the
It,
final product a nice product.
yeah, it's a symbiotic relationship, and it's obviously suited and benefited you well. So you mentioned earlier that you're not participating in the Hellfire Gala. Oh,
Damn it.
we would love to see a Dazzler
Oh,
designed by you.
yes, exactly.
But Russell Dodderman is doing a great job. There's so much talk about the gala, so you are not participating in it.
No, and I would say that probably all my designs were too 80s. They would
No, but
ended up being
that would be
too
great
80s,
though.
too a lot of shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Come on, let's break out the Aquanet, tease that hair up, you know.
So you did do some designs, and it's just in the editorial process, it didn't make it to the final rounds.
No, I didn't get involved.
Oh, you were just not involved.
Yeah, because I'm not the fastest artist.
Okay.
So they wanted me to focus on the story that we were telling.
Hmm.
So another artist is going to
It's going to do
draw.
those,
Yes,
but you will be back after.
Right.
I will. I will.
Okay,
Good.
Okay.
We have. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but two arcs,
Okay.
Okay.
Vita and I. That's what we have planned.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will just leave it there and anticipate what that will be. Very exciting.
Those are,
No.
yeah. Thank you so much, Rod. Rod, we do have some listener questions, and they send in a lot. And
Oh yeah, absolutely.
okay,
Let's do
good.
it.
Great.
Okay, because we put on the Instagram that we were going to have you, and
Mhm.
Rod, so many of the people who follow you started messaging saying, I'm here because of Rod, because you regrammed that. And
Yep.
we got a lot of questions, but I narrowed it down to 10. So,
Okay.
so we'll go through them with you, because a lot of people had really great questions. Wouldn't you say that, Askani'son?
Oh, absolutely. They really came out with a lot of fascinating, just fun, questions for this. I mean, like Dayspring just said, I mean, the excitement just went over the roof, knowing that you were coming on here. So just FYI.
Okay, so the first question, you kind of already answered this at the beginning, but maybe you can give us a little bit more. Who is the hardest to draw in the New Mutants, and who is the most fun to draw?
Okay. The hardest Cosmar,
Okay.
because it's too weird, and I have no connection with the. I didn't figure out the anatomy, because it's very far from what I know about anatomy. So I'm still working on the character, and the most fun is Warlock.
Okay. I bet.
Yeah.
He seems like he would be a fun character to really draw. I have not really done a Warlock piece myself, but I think that it would be a very fun challenge to do that.
Yeah, but you need to think outside the box,
Hmm.
because otherwise it's going to be just a humanoid, a black humanoid with circuits.
Right.
This is not fun.
Do
You
you
need
use a
to
model for, what do you use to draw Warlock?
as you mean as a model?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have
Like what-
the action figure here. Oh, here.
What inspiration do you derive from
Like,
when it comes to.
do you get anything like this to help draw the inspired most?
No, because he's very he's not stiff. My warlock is not stiff at all.
No.
He's very
Flexible.
Organic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And very cartoonish. Very the facial expressions, the hand, the arms, they're never stiff and like a human body.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I would say that my main inspiration is the cartoons.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good one. So the next question that we got in from the listeners is, who is the best mutant and why is it Boom Boom?
No, I have to disagree and say it's Magic.
Oh, yes, we love Magic.
We will take that. Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Oh,
we are definitely Magic stands for sure. What another question that we got for you is, what has been the most difficult, challenging aspect of professionally drawing comics since you've been in the industry?
I think is for me is to keep working on comics.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't have, it's very unstable and we don't know, we can have one book, you can have one arc, you can have but you never know what's next. And for me, I'm very the anxiety is very hard to deal with, this anxiety of not knowing what's going to be next.
Mm-hmm.
So it's my struggle is to do my best, and hopefully people will respond to my work, and Marvel will keep hiring me to do more.
And they certainly have been.
Oh,
I mean, for sure.
Last year was insane, and I had some personal loss.
Yeah.
So
I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much. Yeah. And I needed the help in order to keep moving forward.
Right.
Well, when you talk about that personal loss at the beginning of the pandemic and what we were talking about with music, I had a big loss at the beginning of the pandemic. And
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And I was listening to some music to try to help me cope with everything that was going on. And it helped so much. But now if I'm running, I run like 8 miles a day if I can. And if one of those songs come on, I just start crying. And it's beautiful. It unearths a really great emotion in you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's exactly what happens to me. I will give you another example. 2 years ago, my wife and I, we drove from Seattle to San Francisco by the coast.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful drive.
And every special moment we had, like when we crossed the Golden Gate, and we have a song for those moments.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I listen to those songs, I cry because I remember what. So that's the kind of relationship I have with music, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it brings good memories, sometimes it brings bad memories. And
Obligated.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I myself have gone through years ago. I've had my issues as well, eating problems and whatnot, and of course I had my family, I had friends, but a lot of it too was I had to work through it myself, and music was always a big part of it. And like there are certain songs that really bring out the good moments, And then there are those that, bring out the sad, but I feel like those sometimes I need to hear, the ones that bring out the sad to really help me see where I am now and to continue to keep going. I mean,
and sometimes it's good for you to feel something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
1000% agree.
To bring that, I don't, not sadness, but this, not in the bad way. I mean, sometimes you just need to cry and remember and think about your life, but not in the bad way.
No.
But it shows you what you've overcome.
Yes, exactly, and deal with this feeling. It's like the Pixar movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's it. So learn how to deal with sadness, and if you need to cry, and after that you're new and move on.
Before the pandemic and before everything that happened in 2020, I never cried. And I always saw crying as a sign of weakness. And now I am here listening to both your stories and getting watery.
I know.
But B, I think there's so much strength in crying. And as you said, sometimes sitting down and thinking about your life and crying is a very beautiful thing. It's not always sad. And I just think you have such a good grasp of that idea, and it comes across in your art and the complexity of emotions. To bring it back to you, so we don't veer too much, you just have such a great grasp with that. And as a sidebar, I am so proud to know both of you, because both of you are literally an inspiration for someone like me. So thank you guys for sharing those stories.
I feel the exact same way.
I'm glad
to hear that. I like to be that kind of inspiration for people. That I see is very rewarding for me.
All right, going back to listener questions.
Yeah.
Before we bring out the tissue boxes.
So
let's change subject, because people are going to start thinking, oh, this Rod Reis guy is such a bummer.
No.
Not
They
at
definitely
all.
do not think that. They would not think that. But getting back to the listener questions, and I feel like you probably already answered this already. But when you came on to New Mutants, did you ever find there was like an editorial push specific for the era of New Mutants, or for the 80s feel? Was that just something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That what what I did and what I'm still doing is exactly what I wanted to do, and I'm so glad that all collaborators and editorial, they are allowing me to do this.
No, it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, again, I was born in 81, so I grew up in the 80s, and I love everything about it. So it's awesome.
Your art, I'm sorry, I just got another DM right now asking, is your interview with Rod over? Because we have a question that we want to ask. So I'm just adding this. I'm just adding this really quickly here into the sheet here. By the way, Rod, okay. Everyone wants to talk to you. Rod, one question here, and I'll let you talk about it as I type this in. It's not even a question. It's Magic is the coolest.
She's 100%. Yes.
Yes, that she is. We completely agree with that.
And I hope that at some point I have the chance to do the demonic version of her.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
We would love to see that.
We could also definitely see you doing a Magic solo series as well. That would be
with
very
Leah
kick-ass.
Williams. When Leah Williams did that one shot, you and Leah Williams doing Magic.
I'm down. I'm down to that. Yeah, totally.
Okay, Rod. The next one is Brazilian fans love you.
Thank you. I love them too.
Are you familiar with Universo X-Men? Universo X-Men?
Yeah, I think we talked through Instagram.
Oh, they're great. They are great, and they're such a supporter of us here,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
we love them
Oh,
so
we
much.
do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm so. I think one of the most what brings me joy and makes me happy to to be part of X universe is that the community,
Oh yeah,
they
Oh,
embrace you
absolutely.
and
Mm-hmm.
they love uh, they show their love, and it
they do.
is very cool to be part of everything that's happening. For example, the Hoxbox and the New Mutants relaunching and everything is been huge, especially because the way that the reception, the way the fans, they embrace you and they make you part of what's happening, which is for X-Men is huge. Is something that is going to be for forever, I think.
Yeah, and it continues to grow even more so, now, and especially with everything that was going on, with the pandemic, and even still so now. I mean, it's just such a great escape, to come together in this way, and talk about the things that we're very passionate about, the characters that we love, the characters that we don't like, and have those fun discussions. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and talking about we are talking about how they seem happy
Yeah,
on Krakoa. They
Mhm.
always they sing free. They love freely. They dance.
Make more
They,
mutants.
exactly. They drink.
you did not just go there.
No, they live. It's almost like a hippie society.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a great way of putting it.
exactly. Hmm.
Sometimes they look too weird when you see the crucible. It's crucible, all right.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you got
Hmm.
that.
Sometimes they look very like a cult, but most of the time I see them as a happy hippies.
Yeah,
Yeah, for them, it's just they finally to them they finally have their their place amongst each other, their safe haven, so to
Mhm.
speak.
and has that been deliberate, rendering them as more of a commune, more as a little bit more hippie? Has that just been a mandate?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of the the ideas from Hickman
Gotcha.
to make to show different aspects of a community, a society. Some and I think they look very free, and they because this hippie mentality. I think that's something that Hickman wanted to bring to the books in general.
What's the best advice Hickman gave you when doing New Mutants?
Mm, um, okay, I said to him that I would tone down my style a bit to make the style more uh, digestible to overall to the audience.
Hmm.
And he said, "No, be yourself, do your stuff,
Mm.
and you'll be fine."
That's great advice. He's such a
Oh
great guy.
yeah.
Everything we need to get him on the podcast because everything he has said, like, is so on point, and everyone who's met him or worked with him or has had some kind of interaction has all said what a great guy he is.
No,
But
that's
I
a great.
heard that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No.
I heard that he's very busy guy.
Oh,
So,
is he busy?
I'm sure. No, and I
Department of
guess
X.
it's so great though that to hear you say that, because you should never lessen yourself. Always meet the expectation, and I mean you definitely deliver, and it just keeps going and going, and it's just such a for us to pick up a book and see your work is just such a treat.
Breathtaking.
It is. It absolutely
Your
is.
work is breathtaking.
thank you very much.
You
Really
are
appreciate.
you are
Uh,
just
I need to hear that because I spent hours working on the book, so I need to have this feedback and to listen to people saying, okay, yeah, all those hours over the page, the worth it.
yeah. Well, no,
No.
it's there. It speaks directly to
Yeah.
Askani and I. And as you can tell with all of the listener
And the
questions,
listeners too. I mean, they really resonate with it, and it just, yeah, it's a song for the eyes.
so plowing through some more of these listener questions.
Okay, let's do it.
So, talking about New Mutants again, what can you tell us about the Shadow King? What do you have in store for this interesting fella?
To be honest, I don't know much about it. I will. Vita is busy. They have a lot of other books in progress, so we don't have time to. I wish we had time to speak often, more often
Hmm.
about plans and everything. But it's fine. As for the Shadow King, I think I'm discovering as I'm working on it. Um, yeah, I don't know what's the deal with Shadow King. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a surprise for me too.
How can I ask more of a technical question? How far in advance do you get a script, and how long do you have to draw those pages? Like, do you get the script maybe 2 months before, and then you have a month to draw it? What is sort of the timeline?
I get script. I have 6 weeks almost, something around this. Then
6 weeks to do the kind of art you do?
yes,
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So you really don't sleep.
no,
I mean,
and the
Thank
time
you. Thank you for that.
yes.
Thank you for the art you give us. Thank you.
no, and thank God that my wife understand that because we don't have the all the free time I have outside the work is for her, and
Mhm.
not
How long,
much, but
how long
she
have you guys
knew.
been married?
Pardon?
How long have you guys been married, if you don't mind me
Uh,
asking?
the 10 years.
Oh,
Okay.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I was going to actually. We're going to make 10 years next month.
Oh,
Oh, that
are,
is fantastic.
are you
Yeah.
going to do anything to celebrate?
Uh, yeah, we have plans, but depend on
No.
my schedule.
Oh, yeah. And of course, everything else with the world and how
Yeah.
crazy it is. But that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Thanks, COVID.
it's hard to make plans those days.
congratulations, though.
No, that is
Congratulations
good.
on
Thank you
that.
very much. Thank you. It's been good. It's been uh, yeah, being married with a comic book artist is must be hard.
Well, we'll have her come on the podcast and we'll do a special episode about it.
No, she has her share of good stories.
Like, yes, tell us what you really think. Don't worry, Rod won't hear any of this.
And one thing is she does my flats. I taught her how to do the flats.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
So it's good. That one good tip for all the couples, the married couples that they're listening. Try to bring your wife to your life. Try
Oh,
try
Oh
try
yeah,
to bring her to your universe. It's gonna be
that's
make everything easier.
that's the name of your memoir. Bring your wife to your life.
that's awesome.
Speaking of, well, I was going to say speaking of life, which this does not segue good at all. Doug Ramsey, who has been alive for a long time at this point, but was dead at the end of New Mutants. One of our listeners wants to know, will Doug's power set expand or will he use it in a new and unique way?
Um, I would say that if I was the writer, I would expand and
Mhm.
make him more. Yeah, I like when you find a way to expand the powers
Mhm.
in a fun ways.
So when you're doing powers, is there a certain approach you have for a certain character like magic versus someone like, let's say, karma?
Um, Again, I like to bring the I don't I like the to bring the classics and
Yeah.
to try to do the classics in a fun way, in a kind of different way, but still something that looks like the classic. So the sword of magic, I think I like the classic way. I think to do I like to do more, um, not too ex how can I say, too sci-fi and with more effects
Yeah.
around. I like more clean, more illustrative. Is that
Yeah. No, no,
okay?
no. I know what you're saying.
Okay, and the same with although the other like Rain, the wolf form
Hmm.
of her. I like the way that Sincap did the half wolf, half woman. I like the because many artists they try it something different, and sometimes I think that it didn't work
Yeah.
for me. And I'm a fan of how Syncaptive uh, did all the powers. Same with Sam. Same with Karma. That's my
Yeah,
go-to.
yeah. Speaking of how he did the powers, I've always loved how he did the transition with Rain going from her human form to, her wolf. Really illustrating that aspect of her ability, that lycanthric, power. Um, and you really do something similar too, but yet you make it your own as well.
Mhm.
You differentiate that, and it's just very, you have that kind of I don't know how the word describe it. I'll just say very organic style of how it just flows, and it's just so beautifully done. So yet it's similar, but yet it's your own, it's different.
Mhm.
So our next and final listener question, it's a spoiler question. I think we know that you're finding things out as they come in, but to ask the question that came in just now in DMs, someone was curious about how do you think the events of what's going on now in New Mutants is going to impact the characters later on.
Uh, as far as I know, there will what's happening with Shadow King. I don't know about the other books, the other X books,
Hmm.
but it's going to have a consequence
Yeah.
for what's happening with Shadow King and what's happening with Wolfsbane.
Hmm.
So we're building something for the next arcs. That's for sure.
All
And
right.
I don't know how different the characters will be by the end of our run. I have no idea, but I can say that there will be consequences for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
can you have him bring Madeline back into the comics?
Yeah, Rod, you have been so wonderful. We do have just three more questions. They're a little bit more general, if you don't mind.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
No,
okay. So one of the questions that we have here is tell us something, tell us about a Brazilian comic that you love.
um, okay. Here in Brazil, we our culture, comic book culture, is more like European culture.
Mm,
So we have a lot of good strips and comics that and more like albums and hardcovers. So I, I, it's hard for me to point out one artist or one creator, but for what I like the most is the strips, especially right now because what's happening with politics.
mhm.
Where we have a lot of good creators working on good comic book strips to talk about the situation of the pandemic and politics and everything that's is happening. Because the pandemic, people they don't. It's been hard for them to put out to launch new products. New. So right now what we have here is more like a comic book strips.
Okay. That's really good. I like that. I like that distinction quite a bit.
Yeah, I like the twins Gabriel by Fabio Moon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like this we have here.
Awesome.
If all the superhero artists they already working for Marvel DC Image.
Final question. Where can fans reach out to you and chat with you?
Oh, okay. If you Google my name, Rod Reis, it'll be easy to find. I have three social media: Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Facebook is more difficult because I go more personal and more politic. I talk more politics. But Instagram and Twitter is perfect. Stop by and can ask stuff. You can talk to me. I'm very open for to talk to fans.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so much for joining us today. Folks, as always, I am the Uncanny Dayspring,
And I am the Ascani son.
who was a phenomenal guest host. Thank you
Oh,
so
thank you
much.
so much. Hey, thank
Thank
you
you.
for having me. This was
I
awesome.
yeah no I had a blast. That was a roller coaster of emotions, if I
What?
may.
Rod, you should see the interview with Zeb Wells where he talks about trauma and writing, and it's very emotional. We went on with there, and then with Jordan. Jordan was a little bit more fun. We just talked about Sailor Moon and stuff, but we like to dig deep here because
Hmm.
we can ask questions about the books and all that stuff, but what we really want to know is about you guys, and it's I want you to know that fans are so happy with your work and that
Thank you.
all of that time you're pouring in, we're crazy about it. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely, for sure.
you
Very
are
much so.
Your art is beautiful. It's fresh. It's exactly what you said, and it just brings so much great emotion. And it during a very difficult time with the world, picking up New Mutants brings so much comfort.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to hear that, and hopefully I'll keep doing more New Mutants, and
Yes.
We hope for that too.
yeah, and entertain people. I hope people like what I'm doing, and I hope to keep doing more. For yeah, I keep saying to the editors, I'll keep doing this as long as Marvel wants me to do. I'm okay about being doing being at the book, being in the book for 3 years, 4 years. I don't know how many issues, but I'm planning a long run. I can say that.